Hey up everyone, welcome back to the Rugby League History channel. Today on the channel I'll be doing my first tipping video of the year, which is the round 3 tips for the 2025 NRL season. So I've watched the opening 2 rounds of the competition. There's been some good games, some surprises, standout teams. There's been some very disappointing teams as well. But let's talk about round 3 with the first match, which is starting on Thursday night. And that game on the Thursday is the grand final rematch, Melbourne against Penrith at Emu Park. So going into this match, Penrith have won 6 of the last 10 games against Melbourne, including the grand final last year. However, their record at Emu Park since it opened is shocking. They've only ever won the 1 match there. Penrith come into this game with a loss, and Melbourne come into the match having been on a bye, so they'll be a lot fresher than Penrith. This is going to be a high quality game. I think it's going to be a very close scoreline, but I just can't go past the fact that Melbourne are coming in off the bye and of their record at Emu Park over Penrith, so I'm going to go for Melbourne to win by 112 points. The first match on the Friday is between New Zealand and Sydney Roosters. This one's being played at Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland. East coming to this game having a very good record over New Zealand recently. They've won 8 of the last 10 meetings against New Zealand. Their record at Mount Smart Stadium isn't too bad. They've played 21 matches there. They've had 8 wins, 12 losses and 1 draw. Both of these sides coming into this fixture having caused big upsets in their respective games. This is going to be a tricky one to call as well. I know when East beat Penrith the other week, some people were saying it's the biggest or best win that East have ever had in their entire history, which I think is a bit of a fucking piss take. It's a bit over the top. But this is a really tricky game to call because New Zealand's such an inconsistent side and East have a few players out. But what I'll do is I'll go for the home side to win. I'll go for New Zealand to win by 112 points. I think this is going to be another close game as well, like the one on Thursday night. And the main match on the Friday is the Queensland derby between Brisbane and North Queensland. This one's being played at Suncorp Stadium. The head-to-head between these two sides, in total there's been 62 meetings. Brisbane's won 40, North Queensland's won 20, and there's been 2 draws. Brisbane started the year off great, defeating East, putting 50 points on them, and then the week after losing to Canberra. North Queensland have had a terrible start to the year. Their defence is paper thin and they're not aiming up at all. Very disappointing from North Queensland so far. Conceded well over 70 points in both games combined, and they've got to turn it around quickly, and this is a rivalry game. Form goes out the window. There's always lots of feeling when it comes to the Brisbane and North Queensland matches. It's one of the biggest rivalries in the NRL. This is a tricky game because you don't know. I mean, North Queensland could really turn up. They could really be the opposite of what they were against Cronulla or Manly, or Brisbane could turn up like they did against East. But based off what I've seen this year, Brisbane have been playing better than North Queensland, and they're at home, so I can't go past them. So I'll go for Brisbane to win 13 plus over North Queensland. The first match on Super Saturday is between Cronulla Sutherland and South Sydney. This one's being played at Shark Park. Both of these sides coming into the fixture with a win. Cronulla beat North Queensland and South Sydney narrowly beat St George. Souths have had a pretty good start to the year considering some of the doom and gloom that they had before the season even began. Their record at Shark Park, I should say, is not very good though. They've played 49 matches there. They've only won 13 times, had 34 losses and 2 draws. This is going to be an interesting match because I think not many people expected South Sydney to probably win their opening 2 games, but they have done. And Cronulla are a well-drilled side. A lot of people are tipping them to be there on grand final day or push deep into the finals this year. For this game, I am going to go for Cronulla to win. I think that South Sydney will put up a good fight. but I just think at home Cronulla is going to be too good for South, so I'm going to go for Cronulla to win by 1 to 12 points. The second match on Super Saturday is between Redcliffe and West Tigers. This one's being played at Keogh Stadium in Redcliffe. Redcliffe come into this fixture having lost both their matches to start the year, and West Tigers had a good win over Parramatta on Sunday. With West Tigers, they've never won at Keogh Stadium yet. They've played 2 games before this. This was during COVID, so it were against different opposition, but they didn't win either of those games. And so far, head-to-head between these two sides, there's been 3 matches played. Redcliffe's won twice and West have won once. I think based on what I've seen so far to start the year, I'm actually going to go for West to win this game. I think that they can do it. I'm going to go for West to win by 1 to 12 points. I think that they can pull off an away win against Redcliffe. And the final match on Super Saturday is between the Gold Coast and Newcastle. This one's being played at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. Newcastle have started the year off better than what I expected. I didn't expect them to win their opening 2 games to start the year, but they've shocked a few people. And the Gold Coast, after having a bye in round 1, played against Canterbury in round 2, and they conceded 40 points in their opening game of the year. So not a good start once again by the Gold Coast. Newcastle have won 6 of the last 10 matches against the Gold Coast, including the last 3 in a row. Their record at Seabus isn't great. They've played 15 times there. They've won 5 times, had 9 losses and had 1 draw. This is a tricky game to call because Newcastle have surprised me, but generally when a team gets flogged the week after they come back, they're a better side, so I expect the Gold Coast to be a lot better in this game. But I'm going to go for the away side to win. I'm going to go for Newcastle to win by 1 to 12, and I think that they can make it 3 wins to start the year. And the first match on the Sunday, it's the second biggest rivalry in the NRL. It's Parramatta against Canterbury Bankstown. This one's being played at the new Western Sydney Stadium. In total, there's been 156 matches played between these two sides. Parramatta's won 72 times, Canterbury's won 79 times, and there's been 5 draws. In recent times, Parramatta's dominated the fixture. They've won 8 of the last 10 meetings. But to start this year, what could go wrong has gone wrong at Parramatta. They've conceded 88 points in 2 games. I said in my season preview, God forbid Mitchell Moses got injured. He's injured. Just you name it, at the club so far this year, everything's gone wrong. It's been a disaster. Canterbury, they've won their opening 2 matches to start the year. I'm telling you now, with Parramatta, they have to be on their game for this one. I mean, when it comes to these Parramatta and Canterbury games, for both sets of players, if you're not up for this fixture, then you may as well not play for Parramatta or Canterbury, because this game should mean everything if you play for Parramatta or Canterbury. Canterbury have a couple of injury concerns. Viliami Kikau and Matt Burton both ruled out for about a month, which will help Parramatta's cause somewhat. And Parramatta, I believe Josh Adokar is going to be making his club debut this Sunday. For this game though, I just think that with the way that Parramatta's defending at the moment and the way that Canterbury's attacking, I just think that unless a miracle happens or something happens at training with Jason Riles and he manages to turn everyone into great defenders overnight, I'm going to have to go for Canterbury to win this 13 plus. I think that Canterbury will just be too strong for Parramatta on Sunday. And the final match to close out the round on the Sunday is Manly Warringah against Canberra. This one's being played at Brookvale Oval. Manly started the season off with a win and a loss, and Canberra, like Newcastle, they've surprised me how they've started this year. They're 2 wins on the bounce, looking to make it 3 wins to start the year in a row. Their record at Brookvale Oval isn't great. They've played 32 matches there. They've won 12, they've lost 19, and they've had 1 draw. With Manly, Cherry Evans and Travojevic might not play. They were both had injury concerns in the loss against New Zealand. So if both of them are not playing, that really weighs heavy on me to select Canberra to win this game. Because I think without Cherry Evans and without Trbojevic, they're two massive losses for Manly. But I just think the way that Canberra's been playing, it's been very good to start the year. Manly have had some positive things as well. They look good in attack. I'm going to go for a bit of a risk, and I'm going to go for the away side. I'm going to go for Canberra to win by 1 to 12 points. I think this is going to be a really good game to close out round 3. So I'm going to go for Canberra to win by 1 to 12 points. So there are my tips for round 3 of the 2025 NRL season. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below, and let me know who you're tipping in the comment section below. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. This has been Rugby League History, and I'll catch us all later in the next one. Ta-ra for now.